Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. So, Tyrion has gone to bed for the night. It sounds like he's going to be having another nightmare, so let's find out what it is. Another nightmare overtakes your sleep. You clutch the note tightly in your hands as you read it. I'm sorry, Tyrion. There were so many things that I wanted to tell you, so many things that I wanted to show you. But I'm afraid that I can't do that now. I need you to be strong now. This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes. Peer beyond the divine gate as I once did. Use it to reclaim the future. Her eyes. I don't understand. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is stop the execution. If you can just distract the knights long enough, you can save her and run away. You'll have to abandon your home, but at least she'll still be with you. As you try to sprint towards the gallows, a knight grabs your arm and pulls you back. Hey kid, you can't cross this point. Hey, stop that! You fruitlessly try to break his grip by striking him with your bare hands, but he barely feels anything through his armor. You continue delivering blow after blow to him, but it does nothing. Your knuckles start to bleed. Irritated by your behavior, the knight pins you to the ground. Damn, kid. You desperately struggle against him to no avail, and from this position you have no choice but to watch what's happening. Wait, stop! You make eye contact with your mother one last time. Her body goes limp. You stare blankly at the hanging body. No, this isn't... Mom? You clutch her note tightly in your hand. You feel a comforting yet fleeting warmth from it. Mom? Tyrion? Celeste, You snap back awake. It was another nightmare. You notice that tears are streaming down your face. You quickly try to bring up your sleeve to wipe them away, but you realize that Celeste is firmly gripping your hand. What? Why are you... sorry. You were shouting in your sleep? But you seemed to calm down a little whenever I held your hand. So I've been doing that. Oh. Tyrion, are you okay? You're not. You've been acting weird since we arrived in Oranax. It's nothing. It's not nothing. Does it have something to do with your mother? For the past 2 nights you've been calling out for her in your sleep. Please, just talk to me. I'm your friend, aren't I? You never even realized it. You didn't have many people in your life after you left Oranax. You only had Miss Tamora, and she never wanted to talk about what happened. But Celeste, she's been there since you started your career. Of course she's your friend. It all happened a long time ago. We lived here together in that old house. My mother was a merchant and a mage. Your mother was a mage? But I guess the gift of magic skipped my generation. I could never use it. About 10 years ago, my mother's business partner was found murdered, and they found traces of magic at the crime scene. They thought your mum did it. Miss Tamora was my mother's defense attorney for the trial. She did everything she could to get her acquitted, but she could never find the real culprit. They found her guilty of first-degree murder. I tried to stop her execution, but... Your voice starts breaking. Tyrion. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? Coming back here has brought back so many memories. I thought that I'd already moved on from what happened. If I could just keep saving people as an attorney, then maybe I could put all of this behind me. But I'm back in Oranax, and those feelings are still so fresh in my mind. It's like I'm still the same powerless child from 10 years ago. I know that I've been taking that out on you. I'm really sorry. Don't be. I get it. I know what it's like to lose someone like that. She does, doesn't she? When my dad was murdered, you were there for me. If it weren't for you, I would have still believed that he died hating me. Celeste slowly clasps your hand within hers again. It feels warm and comforting. Has this been the warmth you've been feeling for the last few nights? So, let me be here. Just let me be here for you. You can feel yourself dozing off. You have to snap yourself back awake. Sorry, the last few days have been a little tiring. It's okay. Just focus on falling asleep. I'll stay with you for as long as you need me to. Yawn. I'm also feeling pretty tired, though. I'll just rest my eyes a bit. For the first time since you arrived in Oranax, you finally receive a good night's rest. You wake up the next morning feeling well rested. You feel almost a little too rested. You feel really reluctant to leave the comfort of your bed. Celeste, are you there? Your hand feels warm. You can feel your heart stop. Celeste? What do you want? Her eyes slowly open as she wakes from her equally restful sleep. She drowsily scans her surroundings. You both dart out of the bed. So... You seem to be doing better. You're okay, right? Yeah, thank you for last night. Poor phrasing.
Hello, are you there, Mr. Cuthbert?
What the hell? Your soul nearly jumps out of your body. You suddenly hear Aster's voice. It is extremely loud. You look around to see where he is, but he's nowhere to be found. Aster?
Thank the Scaled Lord, I've finally gotten through to you two.
What? Where are you?
I'm using a spell to speak with you right now. I apologize for contacting you in this manner, but I was worried that something had happened to you two.
Right, of course. Anyways, what do you want this time of day?
This time of day? Mr. Cuthbert, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
What? 3 p.m.? You missed the entire morning?
I hope everything's okay. Did something happen?
No, everything's okay. Anyway, if it's already this late, we should head over to the refinery. Yes, the investigation. Let's do that, immediately. Celeste immediately power walks out of the room. You quickly follow after her.
If you're headed to the refinery, do you mind if I meet with you two? There's something that I'd like to ask you.
Sure.
Wonderful, I'll see you at the town square.
You quickly meet Aster in the town square while you walk to the refinery. You and Celeste walk to your destination with purpose. A little too much purpose. It's almost as if you're both trying to distract yourselves from something. Every time you make eye contact with Celeste, she quickly glances away. Things are a little awkward, but you much prefer this over the tense mood between you two yesterday. Anyways, Aster, what was that spell you used earlier? It let you speak with us without being there.
Oh, that was a conjuration spell. It's called Send Message.
I just feel a little bit uneasy you can just contact us out of the blue like that. More importantly, you're a little worried about what he might have seen.
Don't worry, the spell is perfectly harmless. I can give you the parameters if you'd like.
For the duration of this spell, the caster projects their voice to communicate with the target. Anyone within a 30-foot radius of the target can hear the caster's voice. The caster can also hear sounds close to the target, allowing for two-way communication. The target must be a person known to the caster. The person must also be conscious, otherwise the spell will fail. Alternatively, the target could be an object that is attuned to the caster's magic. Looks like it only facilitates communication. You definitely didn't see the embarrassing state you two were in. By the way, I'm not trying to be rude, but why are you following us?
Oh, yes. I was still trying to think of the proper method to ask you. But you both seem to be on edge at the moment.
What did you want to ask us?
You already told me about the traces of transmutation at the refinery. But the trial yesterday really highlighted the significance of that. I can't simply stand by if I was a witness to a murder.
And?
May I join you on your investigation?
You're questioning his motives for a variety of reasons. He was the only other mage at the scene of the crime. And between him and Rika, you definitely trust Rika more. Alright, I see no reason why not. Celeste shoots you a concerned look. You subtly gesture for her to keep an eye on Aster. She nods in acknowledgement. Aster is your prime suspect right now, really? And he has to be aware of that. But if you keep him close to you, you might catch some dissonant thoughts through the eye. You arrive at the refinery and see that several knights from the Inquisition have already arrived. You glance at the damaged walkway and see Commander White there with a few of his knights. He seems to notice you too, but he only pays you a passing glance.
Oh, Mr. Cuthbert, I've been waiting for you. For quite a while, may I add.
Right, sorry about that.
I suppose you have your reasons, and you've more than proven yourself worthy of my trust. Although...
Dracogen gives Aster a suspicious side glance. He appears to have come to the same conclusion that you did.
Well, you've given me little reason to doubt your judgment. I'll leave the investigation in your capable hands.
Speaking of the investigation, where should we start first? Well, now that we've got the Inquisition involved, we might be able to learn more about the magical traces at the crime scene. You look at Commander White, who is inspecting the walkway. He's probably your best bet for getting more information about the investigation. Alright, well, let's move up to the walkway then.
Oh, it's you two. And who's this? Wait, the hell?
Commander, please don't...
What the hell are you two doing with the Crown Prince?
What? Ah. It appears that my cover has been blown, as they say. Did he just say that you're the Crown Prince? Yes, my full name is Aster de Wivengard IV, heir to the throne of Wivengard. This entire time you've been speaking to the heir to the throne? I was hoping that it wouldn't come to this.
Oh, sorry, your Majesty.
Please, none of that. I would much prefer if you all continue to call me Aster.
No, I could never.
You've never seen the commander this flustered before. Why did you find the need to hide this from us? I didn't want you to think less of me. I admire your work, Mr. Cuthbert, which is why I was afraid you wouldn't speak with me if you knew the truth. In a way, he was correct to assume that. As a member of the royal family, he represents everything that you and Miss Tamora are fighting against. But he does look like a sincere and genuine person. At the very least, you haven't seen anything incriminating through the eye of Horus. Anyway, this complicates things greatly. Aster is your primary suspect, so if he did commit the murder, you have to implicate a member of the royal family. A nobleman is one thing, but would it even be possible to convict the Crown Prince? Well, no matter what, you won't stop seeking justice. It doesn't matter who you're facing, be they man, king, or god. And princes aside, you came here to talk to the commander about his investigation. Since Aster is accompanying you, he might be more inclined to share details. Alright, let's start. I'm surprised that the Inquisition's even here. I thought you were all busy investigating Aster's missing ship.
Wait, you know about that?
The commander glances nervously at Aster.
We wanted to put more of our people there, but Lady Steelwind insisted that we focus on the Dracogen case.
As you should. I would much rather have you find justice for Justin Way. That's far more important than looking for some musty old ship.
Right. Is this kid for real?
Have you discovered anything about the magical traces here?
We did take a look at it, and it's definitely suspicious. The only rails with magical traces on them are these. And the fact that we can still see them means that they were left within the last 48 hours. It's looking pretty likely that someone used transmutation on these rails that night.
Still doesn't make sense, though. Why would someone weaken these rails specifically?
I've no idea. I'm just as confused as you are. If this is really foul play, then someone knew that Justin, or some other person, would be in this exact place.
Has the Inquisition found any evidence to prove my theory?
You mean about a second person falling into the vat? Sorry, kid, but it ain't that simple. The body of that Justin fella sort of, dissolved.
That's quite gruesome.
If another person had fallen in, their body would have dissolved too. But we could only find some bone fragments, blood, and a lot of metallic shards.
Have you been able to use divination magic to identify the bone fragments?
Yeah, the ones we found all belong to Justin Way. No sign of bones from another person.
There wasn't any evidence of another person falling in. Could your theory have been incorrect? Are you sure that you and Morrison saw a person fall into the... Oh, sorry. Are you sure that you and Morrison saw a person fall into that vat, Aster? I definitely saw someone fall off of the walkway and break the guardrails. Although, thinking back on it, I didn't recognize who exactly that person was. The harbour master and I were pretty far away, and it wasn't well lit. Do you think the second victim's body fully dissolved? That might explain why we can't find any bone matter from them. No, if my theory's correct, the second victim fell in minutes after Justin fell. It wouldn't make sense if that person's body fully dissolved before Justin's. Why can't you find any bone matter of the second person? Either way, Dracogen might want to hear about this. If the liquid is so volatile, how are you able to take things out of the vat? Oh, the liquid isn't volatile anymore. When the harbour master and I reported what we saw, the workers poured some sort of alchemical solution into the vat.
Yeah, according to them, that solution neutralised the evocation magic in those chemicals. From what I hear, the magical liquid in these vats is usually blue. The solution that they poured in turned it green.
Yes, unfortunately it was too late. By the time they'd neutralised the liquid, Justin's body had already mostly dissolved.
And if they hadn't neutralised it so quickly, we probably wouldn't have found anything from the victim.
Okay, could be important. I still can't believe that you've been the Crown Prince this entire time. I wasn't trying to deceive you. I was just worried that you might treat me differently if you knew the truth.
Oh, right. Should I call Steelwind over here for you? She'll probably want to see you.
No, I think it would be best if you didn't. Oh, I remember now. If you're the Crown Prince, that makes Prosecutor Steelwind your fiancée. Right, Lady Frege mentioned that during the Nightgrave case. That's why the name Asta sounded so familiar. You saw it in her thoughts. Ah, that Miriam. She's caused me so much trouble by publicly revealing my marriage to Lady Steelwind. I had hoped to keep it a secret for much longer. Where is Prosecutor Steelwind anyway? She always investigates these crime scenes herself.
Oh, well, she said she wanted to investigate the disappearing ship personally. She seems really hell-bent on finding the people responsible. They did attempt to kidnap the Crown Prince, after all.
Oh, she must really care about you, Asta. No, I highly doubt that. What? Our marriage was arranged by our parents. She had no say in the matter, and I know that she only tolerates me for the good of our kingdom. Oh, I'm sure she still cares about you. No, I can tell by the way she behaves around me. Her hands quiver with rage, and she can't even bear to look at me when I speak to her.
Damn, I can't believe she even treats the Crown Prince like that.
She may be my fiancée, but our marriage is purely political. She endures so much because of her name.
Oh, I guess you aristocrats have your own share of problems.
We could try re-examining the scene. We've got all this stuff that we saw before. We could click on it again, though. The traces of transmutation are still here. It's been a day since the accident. If these traces were left 2 days ago, these traces should disappear by tomorrow. Right. Magical traces are only detectable for 48 hours after a spell is cast. Traces of evocation, yada yada yada. And we saw all that before, didn't we? Might as well click on stuff again. It's the broken guardrail. The entire case hinges on finding out when and how this railing broke. If Justin Way didn't break the guardrail, then who did? If the liquid is... Oh no, we know this already. So, inappropriately jazzy music for this bit. Okay, well, let's move back down to the refinery and have a quick chat then with this dude.
I'm quite pleased with your work during the trial. I'm glad I put my trust in you.
Oh, thank you, but we're still a long way from getting your case dismissed. And showing the possibility of a murder definitely made things much more complicated.
I see no reason to blame yourself. You merely played the cards that you were dealt. Honestly, I'm still trying to make sense of what happened.
Do you have any idea who the second victim might be?
I've no idea. But all of my other employees are accounted for. I doubt that it was anyone who worked for me.
But then who was it?
To be perfectly honest, I'm a little concerned with how many unauthorized people were there that day.
He has a point. It seems strange that Justin, Rika, and Morrison were all there. Dracogen, we spoke with the Inquisition about what they found in the vat, and they could only find bone matter belonging to Justin. Well, that and several metallic shards.
Hey, what? That can't be right.
I know, I was hoping to find some hard evidence to prove my theory. I'll have to find another approach to prove it.
Nay, that's not what I meant. There shouldn't be any solid matter in those vats.
Are you talking about the metallic shards? I just assumed they were some kind of magical byproduct.
Nay, the refinement process requires that everything in that vat remains a liquid. Solid matter would absorb the liquid's magical properties and taint the entire batch.
So those metal shards weren't supposed to be there? Do you think they came from the broken pieces of railing? Possibly. We'll probably want to double check with the commander to make sure. But this is definitely strange. I'll need to take a moment to work through all of this. From what Dracogen said, there shouldn't have been any solid matter in those vats. We've already confirmed that the bone matter they found came from Justin's body. But that leaves another question. How did metallic shards appear in the vat? A metal object was thrown into the vat. A metal object was thrown into the vat? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whatever that object was, it probably dissolved into the shards that Orin found. That's the thing, though. It should have dissolved. The magical liquid in the vat was extremely volatile. It was destructive enough to reduce an entire human body to a few shards of bone. The vat liquid should have completely destroyed the metal object. The object would have been completely destroyed. We shouldn't have found any metal shards in the first place. Right, but we did find them. How do you explain that? It must have... That night, something happened that prevented the magical metal object from being fully destroyed. I reckon the vat liquid was neutralized shortly before the accident was reported. No, okay. Shortly after? When Asta and Morrison reported the accident, the workers immediately neutralized the liquid's magic. They did this to attempt to save Justin, but it would have also stopped the liquid from destroying anything else within the vat. So that's why we found those metal shards. And whatever that metal object was, it was only partially destroyed. This means that it fell into the vat around the time that Justin fell into the vat. If it fell a while before the accident, it would have dissolved completely. And if it fell after the accident, it wouldn't have dissolved at all. Furthermore, whatever that object was, it was probably as large as Justin. A large unknown metal object fell into the vat around the time that Justin Way fell into it. Okay. Do you think this metal object had something to do with the second victim? Maybe they were holding it when they fell in. Well, I'm not sure, but it's definitely possible. We should take a closer look at the metallic shards that Commander White found. They might help us identify the second victim, if that person even exists. Yeah, so let's go back up to the walkway and have another chat with the commander. What do you think about this? Oh, okay. So how can we talk to him about it? Oh, Commander White, you mentioned that you found several metallic shards in the vat. Do you mind if we take a look at them?
Sure, just don't get any bright ideas about taking anything. You'll also want to avoid touching them with your bare hands. The liquid is neutralized, but it definitely ain't good for your skin.
The commander motions to one of the Inquisition knights. After a few moments, he brings back a large barrel filled with metallic shards. What? There were that many? What could have possibly fallen into the vat? Well, I guess we should get started. You spend some time closely inspecting the metallic shards with Celeste. The shards are only the size of small rocks, and it's difficult to find any discerning features. Any luck on your end? No, I haven't found... Celeste? I think I found something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, though. Celeste pulls out a metallic shard with some sort of engraving on it. Unlike the other shards, this one looks far less damaged. The engraving on it looks like some sort of crest. That's the crest of House von Sanctus. Isn't he the noble that's charging Dracogen? Oh. Well, I doubt that Lord von Sanctus was the second victim. Asta, do you know who would have a house emblem like this? Normally only the Lord's retainers would have the emblems of his house. Well, I doubt that. Well, I doubt that Justin was the one who had this in his possession. Do you think one of von Sanctus's retainers fell into the vat that night? Well, it's definitely possible, but if that did happen, why haven't we heard about it? Lord von Sanctus would have the resources to keep something like that out of the public eye. The only way to know for sure would be to ask him ourselves. But even if we could talk to him, he would never cooperate with us. You glance at the prince. Someone of his station would have no trouble meeting with Lord von Sanctus. An idea begins to form in your mind. Unless... Oh, what is it, Mr. Cuthbert? Asta, do you think you could help us interrogate Lord von Sanctus? Really? You need my help? In this instance, it would be very difficult to speak to him by ourselves. But as the Crown Prince, he'd be much more inclined to speak with you. Of course, I'd be happy to help. You might be overplaying your hand by utilizing Asta in this way. You're still wary of the prince, especially since he was one of the few mages at the scene. Will this really work, though? Well, it's not ideal, but it's the only lead we have so far. It still bothers you. Why haven't you found any bone matter from a second person? Maybe you're overthinking it. You should pursue every lead and see where it takes you. So, I think at this point it's probably worth pointing out that Von Sanctus is the noble house that makes those arcane constructs that we saw in the previous case. Just in case that becomes relevant. And to do that, you need to find out where Lord Von Sanctus is. Okay. Well, I think we probably go straight to the manor then, shall we? So this is Von Sanctus's house? It'd be more appropriate to call this building a palace rather than a house. Oh, what's that smell? As you head further into the manor, you're hit with a very pungent and sour odour. It almost burns the interior of your nostrils every time you inhale. Well, we're here. You look around the manor and don't see anyone nearby. It looks like Lord Sanctus isn't home at the moment. Perhaps we should try looking somewhere else. So take magic. No, nothing here. A long flight of stairs leading to the upper parts of Von Sanctus's manor. You're a bit tempted to snoop around, but it'd be best not to take such risks. Okay. So, I guess we move somewhere else. We could go back to the cafe for now. Rika, are you here? You enter Rika's cafe and find the place completely empty. You see a sign on the front door reading, "Closed for today." It looks like she closed the restaurant for today. Since the Inquisition is involved now, they might have taken her in for questioning. I really wanted to go into detail about what she saw. But it looks like we'll have to go somewhere else. Okay. Try the town square, I suppose.
We mustn't let such idealistic notions throw our nation into chaos.
You arrive at the town square and see Lord Von Sanctus speaking to several spectators from a podium. There's Lord Von Sanctus. He appears to be giving some sort of speech. You do your best to remain hidden from his view while you listen in.
Please understand, the actions of the nobility seem callous. However, we only have your best interests at heart. This controversy with the Dracagen Trading Company is just one of the many examples. The so-called unions that men like him support may seem appealing, but they only obfuscate and hinder the nobility from protecting the working class. Men like Stefanius Dracagen are merely charlatans. They only seek financial gain by strong-arming your true benefactors. True benefactors? What a joke! I knew that Von Sanctus was wary of Dracagen, but I never expected him to be this zealous about getting rid of him. I think it's less about Dracagen specifically, and more about what he represents. What do you mean? The Dracagen Trading Company has presented tangible proof that its policies are both effective and profitable. Even businesses that have no affiliation with him have started following his example. Von Sanctus is merely a relic of the past, and I think he knows that his archaic ideals won't survive in this landscape. I can only hope that our Grand Kingdom recognizes this danger as I have.
The pompous noble leaves the podium as the citizens ponder his words.
Oh, what a load of garbage. It's obvious that Von Sanctus knows his days are numbered.
Oh, but look at what happened. We let the common folk set their own standards and a young man died.
I guess you have a point there.
You saw Von Sanctus get into a carriage shortly after his speech. He appears to be heading back to his manor. Okay, well, let's go back to his manor now then. Anyway, we saw Von Sanctus heading back here. We should be able to speak with him soon. Wait, Tyrion, isn't he going to recognize us? Oh, well, we can't really avoid that. If we want to question him, we need to speak to him directly. But even a noble like him would have to act civilly with the Crown Prince present. You mean like how you civilly embarrassed and insulted him a few days ago? Right, you completely forgot about the chess tournament. Well, it's not as if we can hide our identities from him. I faced him in the chess tournament, and I'm Dracagen's attorney. He knows what we look like. What we look like? Wait, that's it. What? Illusio. Wait, what are you... Wow. That's quite impressive, Celeste. Right, I've been practicing that one. What are you two talking about? I think you should see for yourself. The prince gestures towards a nearby mirror in the hallway. You reluctantly approach it. Just what exactly did Celeste do to you? What? What do I look like, Riss Rudolph? It looks great, right? Eris taught that one to me. Do you honestly expect him to fall for this? He's probably a powerful mage. He'll see right through this.
Are you telling me that the Crown Prince is here? Why did you not notify me sooner?
You hear Von Sanctus shouting at his attendant from down the hallway. He seems to be quickly heading this way. Uh-oh. You might want to disguise yourself as well, Celeste. Don't encourage her. This is extremely illegal. Right, Look, you should just dispel this ridiculous disguise and... He's almost here. Ah, I can't think of anyone.
I'm terribly sorry for keeping your highness waiting.
Illusio!
What was that?
What are you talking about?
I could have sworn that I heard something.
I didn't hear anything either. You must be imagining things. Celeste Steelwind. Scaled Lord help us, of all the people she could have chosen. At least she's able to mimic her voice well enough.
Oh, Lady Steelwind, I wasn't expecting you until much later.
Well, I do not answer to you. I shall do as I please.
Yes, I suppose you have a habit of doing that.
Surprisingly, it doesn't look like he's seen through your disguises. He must have other things on his mind if his guard is down like this. Anyway, Lord Von Sanctus, pardon the abrupt intrusion. I came by to pay my respects.
I am honored by your Majesty's presence. Unfortunately, I'm quite busy with administrative matters at the moment.
Too busy to show hospitality to the heir to the throne?
Oh, I didn't. I was not. I suppose I have some time to speak with you.
The conditions aren't ideal, but at least you have Von Sanctus here with you. You should let Prince Aster make small talk with him for a bit. After that, you can subtly bring up the Von Sanctus crest you found in the vat. Okay. I heard about the charges that you've brought against the Dracogen Trading Company. Forgive me my bluntness, but is everything well within your estate?
Oh, that, I am simply cleaning house, nothing more. I've dealt with plenty of men like Dracogen before. This time, it will be no different.
I understand that he may be taking business away from you. But does that really warrant you taking such drastic measures?
It's not just about his business. It's these ideas that he's been putting into people's heads. He's allowed these unions to continue existing. And other businesses are following his example. It's absolutely absurd. It's as if the entire world has gone mad.
I see.
As I say, it only functions when the lower classes know their place.
Well, if that's how our society functions, then perhaps it is flawed.
You're still young, Princess dear. These righteous ideals may sound appealing, but they are the path to disorder. The common folk do not care about the well-being of our kingdom as a whole. They only care about themselves individually. If we allow them to become empowered, they will use that power selfishly. It is up to the upper class to maintain order.
I see. By the way, I'm surprised that you're representing Lord Von Sanctus, Lady Steelwind. Oh, right. What is he doing? It's already hard enough to maintain this ruse. I knew that you recently became a prosecutor, but I never imagined that you'd represent a noble. Don't get ahead of yourself, Aster. What does that even mean?
Let's not be coy, Lady Steelwind. If you must know, Your Majesty, as Steelwind and I came to an arrangement. The fair lady is so keen on wasting her talents on civil work. Given that, I might as well utilize her to my benefit.
Do not speak to her like that.
Oh, I meant no disrespect. But rest assured, this is only temporary.
I see. So you have an arrangement with Lucio Steelwind?
It
seems that Aster is collecting his own information. By the way, Lord Von Sanctus, have any of your attendants gone missing lately?
That's an oddly specific question. But no, all of my attendants are accounted for.
You don't see any dissonant thoughts from the eye, but he could be unconsciously shielding himself from it.
I must ask, why would you ask such a question?
You see, I actually found a discarded trinket while walking around the city. It had the crest of House Von Sanctus on it. I was worried that something unsavory might have happened to one of your people.
Oh, I see. I suppose you must be on edge after what happened to your ship. However, items with the Von Sanctus crest are quite common nowadays.
Really?
The item that you found must have been a product produced by Von Sanctus Industries.
An item produced by Von Sanctus Industries? So the Von Sanctus crest is on some of the items produced by your company?
Not just some of the items. The Von Sanctus crest is engraved on every product created by Von Sanctus Industries. As a result, people have come to associate the quality of our products with the quality of House Von Sanctus. Or at least, they did until hacks like Dracojon came out of the woodwork.
So in other words, it's just branding. What type of products does Von Sanctus Industries produce?
We were used to produce magical accessories for mages, but now we produce all manner of products. As the head of commerce in our kingdom, we've diversified our holdings.
Oh? Ugh, that means the metal shard could have come from anything. Seems his line of questioning led to a dead end. Damn it, is it really impossible to identify where that shard came from? Do you sell your products to the Dracogen Trading Company?
Oui, of course I do. Despite my misgivings with Dracogen, it would be foolish of me if I didn't do business with him.
That means that there are Von Sanctus products in the Arcane refinery. You're called Von Sanctus Industries after all. That's true, the metal shard could have been from some sort of industrial tool.
Just what are you implying, Lady Steelwind?
A twinge of nervousness through the eye. Does he know something? Why would he get so defensive over a question like that? Was there a Von Sanctus product in the refinery on the night of the murder? She misspoke and said murder instead of accident, but that is evoking a reaction. Answer the question, Von. Celeste attempts to loudly slam the tip of her cane on the ground, only to realize that her cane isn't actually real. She loses her balance and tips over a nearby vase. The vase shatters on the ground, creating quite a mess of broken shards and water.
So, Lady Steelwind, are you okay?
Celeste immediately regains her balance and tries to act as if nothing happened. I'm not paying for that. Lord Von Sanctus completely loses his composure and recoils at the sight of the broken vase.
Construct, I require your assistance.
Acknowledged.
In response to Von Sanctus's call, an arcane construct walks out from a nearby closet.
Construct, clean up this mess at once.
He seems very disturbed by the mess. Is he some sort of a clean freak?
Acknowledged.
The construct begins quickly picking up the shards of the broken vase.
You own an arcane construct?
I do. Von Sanctus Industries is the inventor of arcane constructs, after all.
Right, you recall Celeste mentioning that earlier.
Would you like one, Your Highness?
My apologies, I'm not very interested in using artificery.
Suit yourself.
In any case, I'm afraid Lady Steelwind must be taking her leave now.
What?
Remember, you said that you could only accompany me for 1 hour. It's close to being an hour, right, Lady Steelwind?
Where are you? Oh, right, 1 hour. I'll definitely not be good for us to be here for more than 1 hour. Oh, does this illusion only last for an hour?
In the meantime, may I discuss some personal matters with you, Lord Von Sanctus?
Of course, I'm at your disposal, Your Majesty.
You raise an eyebrow at the prince. It appears that he didn't come here just to help you. You suppose that you've gotten all of the information you need out of Von Sanctus. It's time to move on to the next lead. That was embarrassing. Yeah, that was a bit too close for comfort. Well, at least no one saw through our disguises. Ah, are you an attendant here? Please notify Lord Sanctus that I... Oh, this is the real Arya. The real Arya Steelwind walks through the front door of the manor just as you're about to exit. She immediately stops in her tracks upon meeting her doppelganger. Abjurio. With one spell, Steelwind dispels the illusions over you and Celeste. Upon seeing who you really are, she lets out an irritated sigh. Is impersonating the Steelwind some kind of hobby for you, Miss McCoy? She looks really angry this time. No, there was really good reason for us doing this. Let me guess, you wanted to interrogate Von Sanctus without him knowing who you really were? No? Lying about your name is one matter, but impersonating a noble using magic is a serious crime. Tyrion, help, please? Are you seriously going to have to defend her in court again? You quickly try to think of a way to defuse the situation.
Ah, sorry for the wait, you two. I had to discuss... Oh, Lady Steelwind?
Great, according to Asta, Steelwind despises him. Knowing that he was a part of this will just make things worse. Your Majesty? Why is he here? She's happy and... afraid? Very strange motion. What? Oh, I see you've dispelled their disguises.
You knew about this?
Asta steps between you and Steelwind. It seems that he's trying to calm her down. For better or for worse, her attention is firmly focused on him. I'm terribly sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you.
No, that's not why
He's really close. They pulled this ruse under my orders. Could you please look the other way, just this once?
Okay.
Thank you, Lady Steelwind. I won't forget this. I think she actually does like him.
I need to go.
Well, that was certainly something. I'm sorry you two had to see that. What? It's as I said before, she absolutely detests me. You saw it, didn't you? She could barely look me in the eye.
Oh my god.
In any case, we're starting to run out of time. We should head back to the refinery.
But we still don't know where the metal shard came from.
Well, from what Von Sanctus told us, I don't think we can find out exactly where it came from. If each of Von Sanctus's products has that crest, it could be any number of things. But hopefully, Dracogen can help us narrow that list down. If it did come from some kind of industrial tool, he might be able to check if any of the refinery's tools are missing. You just hope he can provide you with some kind of lead. Alright, let's move on back to the refinery in that case.
Hello again, Mr. Cuthbert. Hope you've got good news.
Well, actually, you take some time to explain to Dracogen what you found during your investigation. You're still uncertain about the identity of the second victim. That metal shard with the Von Sanctus crest is your best lead right now.
I see.
With that said, do you have any tools that you've purchased from the Von Sanctus Industries?
I do. He personally sold me quite a few when I first arrived in the city. I even purchased a security system for the refinery building from him.
Really? Did you purchase anything else from him?
Well, he also tried to sell me some of those arcane constructs. He told me I could be the first person in Oranax to own such innovative technology. Yeah, but I turned it down.
Really? But they seem so useful.
I didn't feel comfortable trusting machines to handle their work here. Those constructs require very specific instructions, and they lack common sense.
Well, that's true. We saw how unreliable they could be during the Nightgrave case.
He heavily emphasized how exclusive this deal would be for me. Looking back on it, he was probably trying to make me dependent on his services.
Yeah, I guess you made the right choice by refusing his offer. Okay, a lot of tools, but no constructs. Anyway, have any of the tools from Von Sanctus Industries been reported missing?
Yeah, the Inquisition actually asked me the same question, so I took some time today to check my inventory.
Why would the Inquisition ask him for that? Did Steelwind come to the same conclusion you did?
It was one tool that was unaccounted for.
Really? What kind of tool was it?
A rod of mending. It's a large tool that we use to repair damage on the machines.
A tool for repairs? How large was it?
Yeah, quite large actually. It's called a rod, but it's more of a large cylindrical tool. It requires two people to properly carry and use.
Wait, a repair tool like that would use transmutation magic, right? Well, that's right. What if the Rod of Mending was the thing that weakened the guardrail? Is that possible, Dracogen?
I suppose that is possible. Now that you mention it, I recall there being a way to reverse its effects.
Never even considered that the transmutation traces were left by an artificery tool. That does lift some suspicion off of Asta. Okay, so we know that Justin was going to go and break into the safe in the office. What if he was carrying this tool to kind of weaken the safe door, like rust the hinges or something like that? That could be a thing. Someone could have sabotaged the rail with the rod, and they might have thrown it into the vat to cover their tracks. But it didn't completely dissolve. That would mean that they threw the rod in close to when Justin fell off of the walkway. It can't be a coincidence that these two events happened so close to each other. And we still have no idea who actually broke the guardrail. We didn't find a second body in the vat, and we don't have evidence that proves a second victim even exists.
I feel as if we got more questions than answers at the moment.
Okay, what if Von Sanctus hired Justin to break into Dracogen's office and steal something, either money or records or something else like that, and loaned him one of the arcane constructs to do so, and the Construct and Justin were carrying this rod of mending to the office. And what if the Construct, because they remember the first body that just tipped over the railing, looked as if it was unconscious, like it wasn't moving or anything. I remember it was quite dark, no one could really see any faces or anything. What if that was the Construct? They dropped the rod of mending, it by mistake rusted the railings, and then the weight of it landing, as we know it needed 2 people to carry it. What if the weight of it landing caused the walkway to shake, and then Justin broke through and fell in? What? I'm speculating that may have occurred, but I'm merely spitballing here. And the Inquisition has verified the trace of transmutation on the guardrail. The burden of proof is still on the prosecution to prove that Dracogen is at fault. Even if Steelwind has a proper explanation for that, I can counter her with the facts we've learned thus far.
Hey, I just hope that the trail goes as smoothly as you're describing.
It rarely ever does. But knowing that would just needlessly stress him out.
Regardless, I appreciate the work that you've done so far. I'll leave things in your very capable hands.
You just hope that you don't encounter any more curveballs tomorrow. Okay. Let's go back to the top. There we go. But we're probably going to leave it there. When we come back next time, I imagine we'll probably be doing the second and possibly final phase of the courtroom again, as we did in the previous case. Seems to be that you kind of have introduction, court case, investigation, court case. That seems to be the way it's gone in the last couple anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm imagining will happen. Hopefully we've got everything we need. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be appreciated. Be sure to leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think of my theory as to what could have happened. Do you think something else might have occurred as well? I mean, we've all sort of seen the same facts presented to us at this point. Let me know. And if you're watching this and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, would be amazing if you could do so. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.